Fuck out of here with that bullshit. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of our top five. And yes, I'm gonna say this once: I am still on my break from reviews. So don't ask me when am I going to do a review and shit like that. What I give you, you're gonna get. Your boy Reg in the building. People scared of my opinions and shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't. I gotta watch what I say because people always talking shit. But got the instigator right here. Try Bo in the building and shit.
Yo, what up? What's
You
good?
know, niggas be pussyfooting and shit. I can't. I gotta watch what I say now on YouTube. Shit. Fuck. But anyway, so I thought about this interesting idea. The DJs don't get enough love in
Right.
hip hop today. I want to show you. I want to show you guys something. Give me 1 second. I don't know. I don't know why I had this. I didn't have this prepared. But I want to show you two examples. I want to show you. I'm about to show you this weird looking motherfucker right now. Um, let's see. Streamyard with his stupid buttons. This is not a DJ. Let's just leave this right here.
Oh Lord,
This is not a DJ.
no.
He does not scratch. He does not use turntables. He is not a DJ.
No.
Now, let me show you something right here. I'm gonna show you this shit right here. Shit. I'm tired of this shit right here. Fuck this. I'm gonna show you what a real DJ is. I'm just gonna show y'all. I just want to get everyone situated before I start this topic.
Yes.
This is a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Just letting y'all know. All right, now that we got that clearing out the way, welcome to the top five DJs in hip hop history. Our opinion, of course. You know what I'm saying? Definitely want to talk about the DJs that definitely laid an impact on the turntables and whatnot too. Definitely gonna enjoy this fucking list, man. I'm gonna enjoy this fucking shit. So I want to ask you, how did you what was your experience with DJ? Have you ever DJ before or
I wanted to. I used to like take my mom's records and scratch it on the house turntable and I messed up some records like I had Run DMC Raising Hell on vinyl and I scratched the shit out of that and
oh shit?
it don't play no more, so I got to get that again. and
Oh, you gotta get that. Cool.
yes, it that's my early years of DJing and it always liked it. Like I still want a DJ setup because I've always felt like the DJ was the most important thing for hip hop and this culture and
Period.
the person that person that gets this party started and you know um DJing. I think it's a lost art now with a lot of these artists, but you still have people like Jazzy Jeff and D Nice that's keeping it alive and they have their live streams and especially when the pandemic started, there was like a lot of people tuning in and it's always great. I love to hear the DJs like blend different records. Questlove been doing it a lot to the pandemic and blending all kind of records with each other and having like special nights for different artists and stuff and it's great. The forefathers of DJing, Cool Herc and Grandmaster Caz and Grandmaster Flash and Jazzy Joyce, so many that are were great DJs and you know a lot of some DJs we lost like K Slay and you know DJ Screw, you know what I mean? But DJing was definitely a part of this culture that needs to be celebrated more and when you had groups back in the day like EPMD and Gang Starr, you had DJs with them and groups now is like they don't have the DJ, you know what I'm saying? Is it's
They
like a
have
lost member.
they have screamers.
Yeah. It's like DJ Khaled is not a DJ, he's a screamer. You know, there's a difference between an actual DJ and a radio disc jockey or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what these kids call DJs like Khaled, and I'm like, nah, he ain't no DJ. Just because you put out a compilation album don't mean you a DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the real DJs, the Kid Capri's and the Chuck Chill Out and Special K and Teddy Ted, DJs like that. And then you had like the underground DJs like Stretch Armstrong and DJ Mighty Mind and DJ Scribble. Like, those are the ones I grew up listening to, like the ones I were playing the mixtape joints and the ones I was on college radio. You know what I'm saying? Like those are the real DJs. Even Flex.
Yeah,
Flex is a real DJ. He just you wouldn't know it because he don't DJ no more. He just talk shit. You know what I'm saying? But he is actually a real DJ and he's on my list too. And those are the DJs I grew up on.
yeah, I feel you on that, bro. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah, I grew up on some DJing too and shit like
Mm,
that too. I'm saying, like, I had plenty of friends who, they rocked parties and stuff like that too. I went out some support and
right.
stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually in the process of trying to teach myself how to DJ. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna see how that shit goes. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm,
yeah. But other than that, let's get this shit started. So my number five, you might not know his name, but if you know the main artist he worked with, it will come quick to your mind. Dr. Butcher, this is my number five.
mm,
So you guys probably thinking, who the hell is Dr. Butcher? Well, he's the original DJ for Coogee Rap and stuff like that too. Like I know people are saying, well, DJ Polo. Polo, just like Eric B, didn't do shit. Just gonna leave that right out there. I'm just gonna leave that right out there. So he mostly did the cuts on Coogee Rap's albums from like Wanna Dead or Alive all the way up and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? He went to school. He had also affiliations with LL Cool J as well too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. My opinion, I feel like his best DJing came on the 456 album and stuff like that. Too. I felt like his fucking cuts were on there were legendary and shit too. And I personally, I feel like he was the key ingredient to the Coogee Rap sound, in my personal
right.
opinion. And
Mm.
if you guys are fans of Coogee Rap, you guys should definitely know about Dr. Butcher. So that's my number five.
My number five is DJ Clue, and Clue for what he did for like the early mixtapes and being. I think he was doing the Bad Boy mixtapes first, and then when he hooked up with Rockefeller, he was doing they stuff, backstage and the professional mixtapes and all that, and every like week we look forward to like the Clue mixtapes, the Perfect Storm and Animal Instinct and the Friday night freestyles and all that, and he was definitely like one of the best DJs to come out, during that time, and you know, um, he had his own ad libs on tracks, Cluminati and all that stuff, and you know, he had his own crew, the Desert Storm Records, and then he had Fabulous and Joe Budden was a part of them at one point. Ransom was a part of them. Stack Bundles, rest in peace. He was building like a whole stable, and he's also a producer. He did produce joints as well, and yeah, man, like Clue is definitely one of the best for that era, and you know he's dope, man. Like I haven't heard Clue in a minute. I think he's doing like a radio show now or whatever, but he was definitely on it. Like when you needed to hear like the new shit, Clue was one of those DJs, as well as K Slay and Absolute and Big Mike. You had a lot of mixtape DJs at that time, like late '90s, early 2000s. That was everywhere, and like if you find a Clue tape now, it's like that's like a gem
For
because
real.
you don't even do those joints no more. But it is that was great. So I had to put Clue on there, and I got like all three of professional albums. Like that was like a thing. Like him and Flex was like really started that compilation DJ albums, and they put out some classics, man. Professional one is great, and I love part two as well. Part three not so much, but
Yeah, yeah.
part I remember like maybe one or two joints from part three, but yeah, those professional joints was great, man. I saw Clue once. Like I went to the back when the N1 mixtape thing, when they had the mixtape tour, and like at halftime they had Clue was the DJ, and I think the Locks was there. I think that was the first time I saw the Locks perform, and it was dope. Like they killed it, and yeah, Clue was definitely like one of the best.
Yeah, fuck with DJ Clue, man.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yep.
My number four, I'm gonna go to the late great DJ K Slay.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, man, definitely one of the key DJs when it comes to New York, East Coast hip hop and stuff like that too. He was on the hip hop documentary Style Wars because originally he was a graffiti artist as well too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then he became interested in DJing after he witnessed like Red Alert, Wizard Theodore, Flash. One of them is gonna be on my list. I'm not gonna tell y'all who. Y'all gonna have to see for
Mhm.
yourselves
Right.
and stuff like that. And so pretty much, yeah, he just started DJing and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just he was just a motherfucking symbol when it came to that, especially '90s and the 2000s of hip hop. The whole Street Sweeper series and stuff like that. Which I'm gonna be real with you, I honestly never heard those projects and stuff like that. So
I have like I have two of them. I think the first one, and then he did one with DJ Screw, like a
I heard
collab.
about it, yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, man. Definitely in my opinion, one of the best DJs at his art. You know what I'm saying? Always knew how to turn the party out and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Number four, I got Spinderella, one of the
Ooh,
best female DJs ever. That she don't get enough recognition, in my opinion, as a DJ. I think more people know her for being in Salt and Pepper, but like on her own, she doesn't get enough respect as a DJ, and she's great. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a chance to like see her a lot of her IG lives during the pandemic, and she would always come on with like her glass of wine, and she's like spinning classic R&B and classic disco records and old school hip hop records, and I loved her selections when she was doing that, and she definitely know how to move the crowd with her DJing skills, and she also was, she came behind the DJ booth and spit some rhymes with Salt and Pepper on certain
yep.
songs, like Shoop. I mean not Shoop. Yeah, was it Shoop? I think it was
Yeah.
Shoop and
Um,
what a man.
what a man. I know it was What a Man. I don't think she said she rapped
Yeah,
on though.
yeah. What a man is you. She had a dope verse, and every now and then they give her the some mic time, and like she is a part of Salt and Pepper. I don't give a fuck what they say, and they trying to X her out of the group. She is Salt and Pepper. Like she came in right after the second album, the first album, and she's been with them since then. You know what I'm saying? And when I think Salt and Pepper, I think all three members. I don't just think Salt and Pepper. You know what I'm saying? Like without Spinderella, is like who would they have for a DJ? Like you know what I'm saying? Like you had this woman in the group for over 30 years, and she's part of the group to me. And she's a great DJ, and you know um she's dope. I definitely feel like she needs to be giving her flowers more. You know what I'm saying? And it's even, and that's with all like female DJs. We don't really recognize the female DJs. Jazzy Joyce is a legend, and Coco Chanel I used to watch on Teen Summit back in the day, and she's dope. I don't hear nobody mention her. And there's a lot of female DJs out there that just not getting they respect, and it all starts with Spinderella to me. So
Yeah, man. That's actually a very good choice and shit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Now, my number three, if I was to base this list really off influence, he would honestly be my number one.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to go with Grandmaster Flash.
Yes.
Yes, Flash, man.
Mhm.
What y'all know, man. In my opinion, man, this nigga introduced so many fucking techniques
Mhm.
in hip hop, man. Like the whole backspin technique. You know what I'm saying? The what was that one technique he used to do? When he's like slow the tempo down and shit.
Right.
Saying punch phrasing, like Flash definitely was one of hip hop's really most visionary DJs. At that time too.
Yeah.
Especially coming when hip hop was really entering its initial stage,
Right.
when he was like in the Sugar Hill Records, he had, of course, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. The Adventures of Grandmaster Flash, though, oh my God, I needed to get that single, honestly, but
Mm.
that's just like very hard to come by and stuff too, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. What else? What else did he do and shit? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he definitely did his thing too. Like, he was also the DJ on the Chris Rock show.
Mm.
No, not everybody hates Chris. I'm talking about when he had the sketch comedy show
Mm.
back in
Right.
HBO back in '97
Right.
and stuff too. And Grandmaster Flash and Furious Five were also the first hip hop act to be inducted into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and shit. So
Mm.
that should tell you something. You know what I'm saying? And also, he also got the first hip hop award when they did the I Am Hip Hop Icon
Right.
and shit too, which is like technically the hip hop award is equivalent to like a lifetime achievement award. To be real with you, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Mm.
Yeah, man. Grandmaster Flash, one of the most dopest DJs in hip hop history.
Yeah. Definitely. Um, Number three for me is Kid Capri,
Ooh,
the Latino DJ, the curly hair, and it seemed like he never ages. He still looked the same way. And Kid Capri, like he did like early mixtapes back in like the like the early late 80s, late 80s, early 90s, and he had like the real mixtapes going around the city, and DJing for different parties and artists, and you know being the DJ on Def Comedy Jam. That was great with Martin Lawrence, and he's done it all, man. He's a producer as well. Did joints for a lot of people. He was a part of the Trackmasters at one point, and yeah, he's great, man. He's a living legend, and it's like still good to see him do his thing after all these years, and yeah, definitely a legend, and yeah, for sure. And he got bars too. He could also rhyme. I like the song you did with a Grand Pooba, the back it up joint off of Real to Real,
ooh.
and they going back and forth. And I'm like, yo, people sleep on Kid Capri. He got some bars too. You know what I'm saying? Like he was also on Slick Rick, all the storytelling album. You know what I'm
Dun,
saying? Yeah, like he definitely one of those very few DJs that actually got bars. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of them can't rap, but he definitely could rap.
dun, dun, dun,
Mhm.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Easy, back it up.
Yes.
Boom.
Back it up.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
used that sample way better than Jay-Z,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
What he said, here's the kid, never did a bid. And he was just flowing. I'm like, yo, this is like a freestyle. Him and Poopa going back and forth, man. That was
Yo,
fire.
Real to Real,
Hmm.
one of the greatest hip hop albums
Definitely.
ever. Not just from the 90s, just ever. Like no weak tracks. A
Nah.
good variety of hip hop, dancehall, R&B, and they were all fucking dope.
All fire.
Like
Underrated.
everything
Underrated, baby.
360 to
Yeah.
Ooh Baby, What's Your Name? Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Under that to me is I love that Grand Poopa album compared to 2000. I think Real to Real is great.
2000 subs.
You know,
Oh
I'm
my
like
God. Nah.
and a lot of people love that album. I'm like, but they sleep on Real to Real. I don't get it.
You know why they love the album is because that I Like It single and
Right.
the whole mid 90s.
Hmm.
Everyone loves everything from the mid 90s and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the only thing that was good about the album was the album cover.
Yeah, he
That
was ahead
album
of his
cover,
time.
that might be my top 20 hip hop album covers ever and
He was
shit.
ahead of his time with that.
Yeah. I did not like that album. It was just he
Yeah,
was singing too much on that
it
album.
was. It was
Yeah,
different.
like come on, man. I was like, come on, Pooh. I mean, shit. We're gonna have to talk about that one day. One
Yes,
day.
for sure.
Um, my number two, I gotta go with DJ Premier Primo.
Mm. Yes.
I'm saying, of course, this nigga was gonna be on this list, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, Primo definitely did his thing. You know what I'm saying? I always loved a lot of his scratches, especially on like the Gangstar, like Sunrise in the East, Step in the Arena, and
Yes.
stuff like that, and just the way out. Him and Large Professor influenced a lot of cats DJing, like that whole scratchy, staticky,
Yeah.
2 3 second samples that people
Right.
like fucking MF Doom utilized and
Right.
shit like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
one of my favorite tracks he's ever DJ'd was Jay with the Damages Ain't the Devil Happy.
Yes.
Like that ha 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 ha. I love the way he scratched that sample and stuff like that
Yeah.
too. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Another album. What was that one shit? He did this one DJing for like for somebody. Heavy D and the Boys. Yes y'all. Another song.
Fire.
He did his thing on and shit like that
Definitely.
too.
Yes.
Yeah, man. So that's my number two, Primo.
Number two, I got from Master Flex. Funk Flex definitely was one of the main staples in radio back in the eight and the 90s. You know, when he had his own show and he had different artists come up to the show and he just you know kicking it with them. Sometimes he would order Chinese food. I remember when he would like have people call up and sometimes he would hang up on them if they got crazy on the phone and but he's a dope DJ and um his contribution to the culture is great and having like one of the first DJs to have their own albums come out and it went gold with 60 minutes of funk and having different artists on those albums and nothing but flavor that was like a dope song that he was a part of with Charlie Brown from LONS and ODB, Biz Markie, rest in peace. That was great and we looked forward to those 60 minutes of funk albums and you know he's nothing like how he used to be. Like now he's like a social media troll and shit, but like he actually is a great DJ. I wish he would do more of that and not talk a lot, but you know I do like the fact that he came from that era of bars and having the artists come up to the station and freestyle, and that's a lost art too. And a lot of these artists don't want to do that nowadays, and it's like he still have that show where if you consider yourself an MC, then you know do a freestyle. You know what I'm saying? Go on his show and spit, and we don't see enough of that. There's a lot of these newer artists don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like back in the days, like you had to do that to really, if you wanted people to listen to your shit and you wanted to sell records, you had to come up to Hot 97 and Funk Master Flex and do a freestyle. And there's so many legendary artists that came through there. You know, Jay-Z and Big L and Outkast. So many artists came through there and did freestyles, and it's like we don't see that anymore. That's another lost art like DJing. We don't see a lot of freestyles anymore. Everybody do writtens and then they put it on their album, but they're not coming up actually there to freestyle. Big L was one of the best. Big L was freestyling about your sneakers and everything. You know what I'm saying? Supernatural, KRS One, like those are real freestylers. You know what I'm saying? And most def and it's become a lost art now. It's like what people call freestyling, they end up putting it on the album later. So it's not really a freestyling.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's a written that you put on your album later on. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that's whack. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of these kids, that's why I don't care to get into no conversation with these kids when it comes to who's a real MC, because a lot of them don't know. They wasn't born yet to know what a real MC was. A real MC to them is fucking what, Jack Harlow is a real MC to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or Isaiah Rashad. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let me hear them niggas freestyle before you all start putting them on your Mount Rushmore and Drake and niggas like that. So
Isaiah was shy. He's okay, but he's
I,
not
I
as good as the
never heard
right.
him freestyle though.
Shit.
I never heard him freestyle. I want to hear him freestyle. You know
Oh
what
yeah, I
I'm
never
saying? You
heard
you should be able, as an artist, you should be able to freestyle no matter what beat is on. Like this shit with a couple years ago when Ray Shrummer came up there and they threw on the Primo beat and they couldn't rhyme to it. That already show you that they don't have no skill as rappers. You know what I'm saying?
And you know
If
what's
you,
crazy?
mm,
Oh,
no, go ahead.
Megan Thee Stallion. She recently went on, I think, some radio show and she freestyled to Warren G's "Regulate" and shit too, Top of the Dome.
Mm,
And she did a thing on it. I'm not gonna hold
yeah.
you and shit too, but
So
you got motherfuckers like Lil Yachty and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
right,
That they just joke around on the fucking mic and shit like that, like some
Right.
fucking asshole.
Exactly. It's like what are you saying? Like anybody could write a 16, but what are you really saying in those 16 bars? You know what I'm saying? It has to be something that's grabbing and listening. A lot of them don't say shit. They just spitting in that shit. Oh, I'm the best ever, but you ain't say a damn thing in the rhyme. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's become a lost art that it has to get back to bars and saying something that means something. Like Farside said. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. But is that all you had to say about that?
Yeah, about Flex, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, my number one is Jam Master Jay.
Nice.
That's my number one and shit. I feel like Jam Master Jay honestly is the most consistent DJ I've ever heard and shit, in my opinion. Especially when it came to like Run DMC, those Run DMC records, those early Run DMC records too. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I love the fact that he definitely utilized like a lot of like rock records, but and then his DJing was so crisp. It was like so crisp and so clean and shit like
Mm,
that. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Especially like when you listen to this shit like Rock Box and stuff too. I definitely
Mm,
that shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, man, definitely like my favorite DJ and shit too. I definitely felt like he definitely deserves to just due. It's a shame that he left us too soon and shit, but
right.
you know, it is what it is. So that's my number one.
Number one for me is DJ Scratch from EPMD.
Mm.
And Scratch, I love the fact that he was not just a DJ, but he was like a DJ with like he would have like different tricks while he was DJing. Like he would his one of his sets he would like play like the part in the Ain't No Half Stepping song where Kane says, Friday the 13th, I'm gonna play Jason, and then he puts on the Jason mask while he's still scratching. So he's not even stopping from scratching. He's still scratching with one hand, and then he's going underneath the table to get the Jason mask and put it on and still scratching. I love that. And he always used to do tricks while he was DJing, and he became a great producer as well. He produced a lot of stuff for Busta Rhymes' early solo albums that were fire, and stuff for EPMD, and he's great. You know what I'm saying, definitely a great and I don't think they started off with scratch, right? They had a DJ before him.
Yeah, I think his name was like Kayla Rock or some shit like that.
Yeah, yeah, because he was on Strictly Business,
Yeah,
and then they end up getting scratch after that, and scratch fit right in with them, and yeah, he's dope. Definitely had to put him on the list, and he was DJing a lot of the early versus matchups, before the actual
for
matchup
one
started.
shit.
You know, I thought that was dope. He definitely has like good blends, also nice selection of records when you DJ. So
Yeah, man. That dope pick on your number one and shit.
yeah, yeah,
Um, I got about two honorable mentions I can just mention. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I think my first honorable mention I gotta go with Scott LaRock for Boogie Down Productions.
Hmm.
Shit too, even though like again he's another DJ that tragically his life got cut short and shit like that too. He definitely made an impact, especially his Criminal Minded alone, man. Just fucking monster of an album in my opinion.
Right.
I'm saying, so I definitely feel like he did his thing. And my other honorable mention I want to pick is DJ Jazzy Jeff, of course. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? Coming from DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince and shit like that. And, definitely did his thing is of course, with the with, I think Jill Scott's first album and stuff too.
Hmm.
Who also did with remixes. So those are my what would I say? Honorable mentions.
I got Pete Rock, definitely a great DJ, and when he started on the radio with I think it was Kiss FM or WBLS, and from going from radio to what he's become now, a great producer, my favorite producer all time, and being a part of CL Smooth and that group, that rap duo, and producing for everybody from Biggie to so many artists, Mary J. Blige and Nas and Rakim, everybody's done producer in the game, yo, and this man is a legend, and he's great at everything, producing, DJing, the ad libs. But he's dope on the mic also as a rapper, and he's phenomenal. Him, so Pete Rock, Primo, definitely great DJ. Yes, yeah, I love it to hearing his cuts on different records, and he always seems to find like the right sample and the right cuts to match, this track for an artist, and he's great. Um, there's so many. Marley Marl, another great DJ, and what he did for radio, and feature flavors with Pete Rock, and Stretch Armstrong. I mentioned him before. What he did for the underground radio, college radio. You know,
Ron G.
yeah, Ron G, Chill Ron G, like. It's so many, man. We'll be here forever. The Q-Bert, the Scratch Pickles, the Executioners. There's so many. There's so many. Like there's a lot of great underground DJs, a lot of DJs that are well known. Um, we would be here all night.
For real though. But yeah, man, that's what we had to do. The top five DJs and shit too.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So glad we did this list and shit too. So
definitely.
yeah, man. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely hit you up later on and stuff like that. I'm just gonna let my laptop charger for a bit.
All right.
Make sure y'all subscribe and like this. If y'all want any more content, I'll see y'all later.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.